All right, hey guys, welcome back to the 5-day series. We are talking about the 4 steps to mastering clear communication, mastering your communication skills in relationships. So today we are on day 4, we are almost done, and we are on step 3. Step 3 can be used in step 3 or it can be used in step 2. You just have to know yourself. So step 3 is all about calming your emotions. A lot of times when someone says anything to us, we automatically start feeling anxious and nervous and angry and all those emotions because of what they said, because of how they said it, or because more than likely how we feel about ourselves. That's the part that people struggle with. So in order to communicate clearly, in order to be a master of communication, you have to keep your emotions in check. There's no other way to say it. You have to take care of your own emotions. If you know that when someone brings up something that isn't seeing yourself in such a positive light, if you know that when someone talks about things that they want you to improve or things that frustrate them or they struggle with, you get defensive, you get angry, and you flip out, you have to learn to calm yourself. Because the only thing that happens after that, if you try to continue to talk through those emotions, is the fight is going to stop being about whatever y'all were talking about, and it's going to start being about how you feel about yourself or how you think other people feel about you, okay? I really want this to be taken very, very seriously because this is the point that most communication fails, right? At the point when you've heard them say something, even at the point when you clarify, if you can repeat it back, if your emotions are still tense and angry and all of those things, it's going to be a no as far as communication. It's just not going to happen. If you know that you're feeling attacked, if you know that you're feeling like you're being told what to do, or any of those feelings or emotions that cause you to react in a negative way, then you have to figure out how to calm yourself down. This is why self-soothing is so important. You're not going to always be able to depend on someone else to help you calm yourself. So I'm going to give you some tips to help you calm down. I know that's the worst thing you can hear, but I'm going to give you some tips to help you calm your emotions so that you can continue to communicate, okay? The first tip is to not take it as an attack if it's not an attack. So sometimes, yes, we know that people know how to jab us. People know how to do that little just well enough to make you feel it in your hip, in your side, and feel like they were really trying to get at you. I get that. I understand that. But sometimes people say things that feel like a jab and they did not even mean it in that manner. They were not trying to cause a problem. So if it wasn't an attack, if they weren't saying it out of anger, out of malice, anything like that, don't take it that way. Take a moment to recognize that sometimes our brains hear things that aren't really there. Sometimes we hear things and perceive things in a manner that is not meant to be, right? So if someone tells you that they have an issue with something that you've done, they're not attacking your character. They're not saying you're a horrible person. They're just saying that this is something I struggle with. So stop taking things that is as a personal attack that's not meant to be a personal attack. You know when someone is attacking you. You also know when things are coming up from the inside that may have nothing to do with what that person just said to you. Recognize that what someone says and what you hear can sometimes be 2 completely different things. I can sometimes hear a message and think that they are saying, oh, I'm horrible, I suck, I'm not good enough. And those weren't the words that they used. And you want to know where most of those messages come from? Our childhood, our past experiences, our past relationships, and we project that on the person that we're talking to at the time. Because we have heard these messages before, because somewhere along the line someone told you that you weren't good enough, when someone says, I don't really like when you do that, or that frustrates me, you hear, I'm not lovable. So you have to understand that the messages that you receive, the things that you hear, don't necessarily mean that's what that person is trying to communicate to you. So learn to recognize the difference between the two. Give the person that's talking to you the benefit of the doubt. If they haven't been a malicious person in the past, if they haven't been jabbing you in the past, even if they have, give them the benefit of the doubt that may not be their intention in that moment. ask for clarification. Again, that's the point of step 2. Get clarification on what they meant. And if you feel like there's something there, ask. Don't ask in an attacking way. Don't ask in an accusatory way. Or just let them know, it sounds like you really feel like I've done something completely wrong in this situation. It sounds like you think that I'm not a good person. They're probably going to say that's not what I'm saying at all. And they're going to clarify. So take some time, calm yourself. If you need to step away, that's fine. If you need to take a break from the conversation because you know that whatever you're going to say next is based on those thoughts and those emotions, do that. That is perfectly okay. You have to take responsibility for your feelings and your emotions. This doesn't mean that you can control them. This doesn't mean you can decide to turn things on and off. It just means that when you start to feel those emotions, and if you feel like this may not be appropriate, they may not have been saying it exactly that way. They may not have said it the way I'm hearing it. Then you have to take responsibility and you have to decide that I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm going to take some deep breaths. I'm going to do what I need to do to get myself in a better space before I reply to you. And I know that feels weird to stop in the middle of a conversation and say, you know what, give me a second because you just said this, and I get that you may not have meant it this way, but this is how I heard it. But that might just be me, so let me get this together before I respond. Because that is way better. And as frustrating as that person, as it might be to that other person, as upset as they might be that y'all didn't get to finish the conversation right there in that moment, it is way better to take that break, get your thoughts together, and then come back in a calm space than to just say the first thing on your mind and cause more issues in the relationship. Okay? So make sure that you calm your emotions. This is not for calm. Calm your emotions before you respond. And if you got value from this, as always, thumbs up and subscribe. Leave below how you normally react when your emotions are heightened, right? Because when our emotions are here, our cognition is here. So what happens when someone has triggered you, when someone has said something that you felt like was such a negative thing, even if they didn't mean it? And how can you change that? What can you do to self-soothe? I would love to read your comments below. If you have any other questions on this, also comment below and I might do a video explaining, okay? Thanks.